No. 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 No! There's another one? Yep. Apparently, I missed one of the Monster High movies back when I was reviewing them. And this one is actually... Well, let's just go with the title. Monster High Escape from Skull Shores. Another monster pun. You guys know, if you saw all my other reviews of these movies, or shorts, or specials, or televised, whatever you want to call them, I just call them movies. This was so strange. Like, one of the strangest things I have probably ever sat through. But it's definitely not the worst one of these Monster High films. I've seen much worse out of this series. So what's the plot? The plot of this one is just basically the ghouls. Still hate those puns. The ghouls are going on a trip to visit Laguna, I think is her name, her family, and they wind up getting sidetracked by this human guy, which is trying to find this monster and is using them to help find this big monster, and that's basically the long and short of it. Okay. I have issues with this premise because the way it plays out is very cliche. It's extremely cliche, and we have seen a lot of it before in other stories and stuff like that. But it is one of the more enjoyable ones of this series. It's not something that I legit would say is fantastic, or I don't even know. There's some little story beats that are very cliche. The animation, not much different to say about the animation when I said about previous ones. It's the same. The voice acting is fine. The animation is fine. The characters are... Surprisingly, we get a good emphasis on Frankie in this one, which in the other ones, there were some that didn't... I don't know. I kind of like that little dynamic that she has with this new character. I like that little dynamic that's thrown in there. The villain is, surprisingly, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's voiced by the same guy who voices Hawkmoth in Miraculous Ladybug, which is completely insane. And legit, the movie gets to a point where you think there's gonna be, we're wrapping up, but there's still like 10 minutes left. What are you gonna do in 10 minutes? And this thing is short. It's only 46 minutes long, so this thing is short. It's not extremely long, and there's not much to like overanalyze and stuff about this one. It's not one of the longer ones. And by the way, I did review most of these movies out of order. I do believe I reviewed like almost every single one out of order. But do you guys really care? They're Monster High movies. Do you guys really care that I reviewed these out of order? Only reason why I reviewed the Scooby-Doo movies in order and the Disney Channel movies in order is because it helps me. There's so many of them. It's better. But this is finally wrapping up this franchise. Finally. And in October, nonetheless, which fits very, very well. I loved this movie. I'm not gonna... not loved, what am I saying? This was alright. It's not anything fantastic. It's nothing to write home about. It's definitely not as bad as, say, Scaris, that one. Or some of the other ones that are legit just complete garbage. It's not as bad as those, and the whole reason why I even started reviewing these series, this is because me and my friends wanted to watch something random, and yeah, it turned out to be. And there's some jokes in this that don't hit. There's some character design of one of the characters. This guy's got a sack on his head the whole movie, and like when he eventually takes it off, you're like, I was expecting like an Igor looking character. No, he just had like big elephant ears. So that's not what I was expecting at all. The big new monster in this one though, he can become big and small. Spoilers, I guess. Do you really care about spoilers for a Monster High movie? He becomes big. When he's big, he looks like the Beast from the live action Beauty and the Beast. At least I think he does. This one does have a good lesson on being yourself and accepting you for who you are. A lot of these messages in these movies do like kind of blend together, but it does feel well executed here. Like I said though, the story is pretty cliche. And you're probably thinking, Raymond, you're a 19-year-old man critically reviewing a Monster High movie. Look, doesn't matter what the age demographic or anything is for a movie. I always say for movies, if it can still be made for younger audiences and still be competent. And this is confident for the most part. I don't hate anything this movie does. I don't hate really anything this movie does. There's nothing obnoxious. There's a few jokes that don't hit. There's just... I feel like if this would have been stretched out to a longer movie's length, it probably would have got to the annoyingness of it. And it does feel like the movie wants to focus on one thing, but it also has the other things that it needs to focus on to progress the story. And it doesn't feel rushed just because of the short runtime, but there's a lot to this that just feels a little off compared to some of the other movies in this series. And it's just, I don't know. I'd like to give this one a second watch. I probably won't, but going through all these movies, though, each and every one of them have been interesting nonetheless, and have had their good moments, their bad moments, and this one has its good moments and its not intolerable, but like boring moments. Like this one had its boring moments. And this franchise is just something that I just don't know what to talk about when it comes to this film franchise. I know it's to help sell the toys. That's the whole point. And in this one, there's actually new designs of the characters, which I guarantee there were dolls made. Don't know. I was never into Monster High. My sister was into the dolls. I don't think she ever watched the actual cartoons and stuff, though. But the animation is fine. Like I said, there's just not much to write home about with this one. Like there's nothing to hate. Like it's unoffensive. Some jokes fall flat. Some scenes could have been left out. Some things could have been built upon. But like I said, there's nothing really to hate about this movie. Like, I can't stress that enough. I don't know if the filmmakers were just like, we need to crank another one of these out, or what. We got a new doll line coming out, so let's crank another one of these movies out to go with the new doll designs. I don't know, but I will say I'd probably give this, not because it's bad, but I'll just give it a 3 out of 5, I guess. There's nothing bad about it. There's just nothing exciting. There's nothing like the final act is very like King Kong-esque. There's a very big King Kong vibe in this at certain points, especially with the island and the fact that there's a girl being carried by the monster in his hand, and it's definitely, but it has its moments. It has its strong suits, I guess. But yeah. But that's it for the Monster High franchise. I've reviewed every single one of the movies that I have looked at every list. These are all the ones that are considered movies. So I watched them. I'm glad to finally have a franchise out of here. Now we just got to get the Disney Channel movies and the Scooby-Doo movies out of here so I can start other film franchises that I want to start doing. I'm going to go ahead and tell you a couple that I want to start doing real quick. I want to start the Pokemon movies. I want to start the Tyler Perry movies. And those are the ones I'm going to mention at the moment. There are others, but those are the other ones I want to mention. The Pokemon and the Tyler Perry movies are some that I want to start reviewing on the channel. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Oh, thank goodness, I'm finally done with the Monster High films. I ain't gotta deal with no doll-based movies again. No, 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 no!